For class today, all you will need is a physio band if you have one handy. So other than your water bottle, just a physio band. We're going to be doing a little bit of boxing theme class today. So we'll be doing some cardio with some boxing moves. Any of you who have joined me before know that I am definitely not a boxer. So we will make this easy and just a fun way to move today. And that's about it. As usual, I'll stick around at the end of class. So if you have any questions or comments or anything, you are welcome to do that. And otherwise, if you need me during class, you can always send a message in the chat and I will try to make sure I see that. So you can start, as we usually do, with a comfortable seat, well supported on the back of your chair, and maybe taking your eyes closed if you are comfortable with that. You're welcome to keep your eyes open if you don't like the sensation necessarily of eyes closed as we start to move a little bit. So let's take our focus right away to the top of our head, the crown of our head, and we'll take a breath in that really stretches you up as tall as you can get in your seat. And then a breath out that maintains that length, but has a nice even exhale. So nice even breath in and out. Adding some extra length to your spine. So we're not changing anything in the curvature of our spine necessarily, certainly not low back curvature, but we are trying to just sit in really nice posture, right? So breath in that really draws the crown of your head up, and a breath out to release. We'll do two more like that, and then we'll turn our attention to the rise and fall of our chest. So from here, if you'd like to take one hand to your chest, just to get that extra little bit of feedback. A breath in expands through your rib cage, and a breath out to fully release and press out all that air. So breath in to expand, breath out to release. Thinking about, for one, we've already extended our posture. So we've given ourselves more space to have our lungs fully inflate on every inhale. And then holding that posture on our exhale. So we'll do one more like that. And then we'll turn our attention to the rise and fall of our belly, hand to belly if you like. Breath in now expands, like our belly is filling up like a balloon, and then belly button in towards your backbone as you exhale. So engaging through those core muscles, big breath in and an equally big breath out. So belly expands on the breath in, stomach muscles contract, bringing your bringing your belly button towards your backbone as you exhale. So a few more like that. Yeah, we'll do two more. And last one. Excellent. All right. From here, you're welcome to open your eyes if you prefer, as we start to do a little bit of neck warm up. So let's drop ear towards one shoulder, back to center, and the other way. So just moving through gentle range of motion. You can take a moment to kind of check in and see if you have any extra sore or tight spots in through your neck. We hold a lot of tension there typically. Good, last one each way like that. And then we'll come back to center, looking down towards your chest, back to our neutral position and up towards the ceiling. Again, just moving through some gentle range of motion here. So down to your chest, back to center, up to the ceiling. Good, we'll do that one more time. Excellent. When you come back to center, you can give me, let's stay on one side now, and give me a few shoulder checks on one side. So looking over the shoulder, coming back to center. Good, so we'll do two more like this. And one. And then from here, we're adding a little bit of rotation. So you can have both hands on the same side lap. You are welcome, if it's available to you, to slide slightly forward on your chair just to give you a little bit more space to move, and adding in rotation with our shoulder check, staying on the same side for now. Good. Try to keep that nice even weighting through your hips, so we're not rotating and shifting onto the one side hip more than the other. We'll do one more on this side, and then come on back to center. A little bit of a reset, just the shoulder check to start. So shoulders themselves facing forward as we look over that opposite shoulder. Yeah, we'll do one more like this, and then we're going to add in that rotation, just working through a comfortable range here. Hands to guide you as you rotate and shoulder check, coming back to center. And we'll do two more here. Last one. All right, hands can be on your lap as we do a bit of a supported forward hinge. Depending on your level of core control, instead, you are welcome to do a chair press back. So already at the back of your chair, pressing back as long as wheels are locked and you're in a safe place to do that, or hands on your lap, hinging forward. Long spine, so check back in just like we did at the beginning with that extension of the crown of your head towards the ceiling. We're holding that position as we hinge forward now. So it's not a curl or any curvature through the spine as we're doing this one, other than just our neutral position. Good. So let's do two more here. And one. All right. Okay, let's get going with some arm and shoulder warm up now. So give me an alternating bicep curl. And check in with your seat. So nice and even on your chair from side to side. Core muscles have been warmed up now, so we are going to use them throughout as we start to move a little bit more through this upper body. Starting to add in some longer reaches to the front. We have a little more core cardio coming up today than I've done in the last few classes, but as usual, welcome to work at your own pace and make it more about core control than about cardio if that's what your body is telling you it feels like today that it needs. Good. Last one each way here. Let's make this a reach for the ceiling. You make it a slice for the ceiling. So open hand press. Good. And then we're going to take this slice and go side to side instead. All right, keep going here for a few more. We're actually going to take this to the diagonal next. So we're going to slice diagonally up with the back side of your hand, or like the outside edge of your hand, I guess. Pinky finger side up. Listening to your shoulders for this one. So if there's a height that just doesn't feel right to go beyond, stop before that point. We're just getting a gentle warm up here, so no pain. Last one each way here. Same exact move, pinky finger leading to press back as we go more for a diagonal press back. Good. Last two like that. And one. And then we'll come in a little closer to body for some tricep press backs here as well. So that means bending and extending through the elbow joint. Good. Last 2. And 1. All right. Let's get going with a little bit. So I'm easing my way into cardio now. We're going to go a little bit more thoughtfully slow to start with, and then we'll move into some faster moves in just a minute. I'm taking a drink of water, and I guess I need to find my phone because I'm going to be doing some timed stuff with you. So I'm not sure where I set that. Just a moment. There it is. All right. Good. So our first one of our intervals, and again, we're not quite sinking into speed yet, is going to be crossbody uppercut. I believe that's the right term. We're going to call it an uppercut today anyway. If you have a boxing friend, they can correct me later. Good. So this one, because we're moving slower for now, let's do a little bit of rotation. As we start to move faster through cardio, we won't have the time to properly attend to the rotation and make sure it's with good support through our core. So as we're moving slower for these first few, we have some time to think about the rotation, if that feels right for you today. We're just getting that little extra reach with rotation. Good. Last 2. And 1. So you can imagine you have a target there. So you're going to see that one come back. We're going to be a little bit more squared up through the shoulders as we do that a little bit faster. Our next one's going to be the speed bag, so that you're punching into fast. So forward punches. What I want you to do is, again, we're not aiming for as much speed quite yet. I want you to think about posture as you do this one right now. So as we're moving a little bit slower, we're thinking about shoulders set into position so that my shoulder muscles, front shoulder muscles, can do the work to help extend that arm forward with some force, right? With some speed in a moment. Shoulder blades are set into position, so they are tracked down my back as opposed to my shoulders kind of coming up and caving every time that I do this forward punch. And then nice and long through the spine, just like we did at the beginning with our breathing exercise. Good. So we'll do last 2 and 1. And then we're going to come into our third one, which is our blocks. So arms are up for this one. The pivot is coming from our core. So we're coming pivot to one side, drop and pivot to the other. So this is our block. And because we're doing this one slower for now, we can again think about what's working right now. How does this feel? So I want it to feel like your rectal abdominals, your front core muscles, and your obliques are all working to help in this move to get you going side to side. So block, up, down, block, down. Good. We'll do 2 more. And 1. All right, back to center. Our last one in our intervals are going to be 2 punches for the ceiling, 1 on each side, and then 2 punches to the side, 1 on each side. So if we're doing this one with some thoughtfulness as far as what the movement is, we're going to go back to the same kind of setup as we did for our speed bag punches, in that I want my shoulders down so that my arm is reaching with some power forward or to the ceiling and to the side, without my shoulders shrugging up or curling forward as I do any of these movements. Long spine. So let's just do last 2 times each way. And last one here. All right. Okay, so that is our 4 interval exercises that we are going to do. So I am getting my timer all queued up for 45 seconds. We're going to run through those 4, and then we're going to take a break before we do it all over again. So again, pacing yourself however it feels good for you today. I've got my timer ready. We're going for our first 45 seconds, which is our crossbody punches. So these ones, because we're now moving faster, we're probably not adding our rotation in, or very minimal rotation, just because we don't have the time to properly take care of that movement as our arms are moving a little faster. Great, so crossbody punches. Imagine you have two targets, one on either side at about shoulder level forward of your body that you're targeting each time. Okay, we got about 5 more seconds of this one. Last one. Excellent. Our next one is our speed bag, straight forward. And you can change where the bag is if you want to go up higher or down at chest level. Good. Setting those shoulders, keeping lots of control. This is also a core exercise because our arms are moving forward with some speed. We have to stabilize. Welcome to be back on your chair or slightly forward if that's available to you. Great, we have 10 more seconds left here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Third one is our blocks. Over, block. So dip in the center, dip, block. Good. Keep going. Great, we have about 15 more seconds on this one. Core muscles working hard here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Punching for the ceiling, punching for the sides. So imagine 4 targets, 2 at the ceiling above your head and 2 one on either side of your body. Go for speed if that feels good for you, or go more for that more thoughtful muscle control as we were doing for our warm-up set. We'll take a break after this one. Got a few more. And the overhead reaches don't have to be full extension overhead. If maybe you have a shoulder injury, whoops, they're working through, you can do a lower punch, or you can do, oh, look, I missed my timer. It didn't beep. That was a long one. Last one, shake it out. I gotta make sure that my phone's not muted, so we are actually hearing there, I've cranked up the sound. There we go. Shake out your hands. Take a drink of water if you need it. Maybe some shoulder shrugs to the back. Good. I'm going to take a quick drink of water as well, and we are going to get started right away with our next set. I am, however, going to ignore the timer that just went off. I don't want to cheat you out of your 45 seconds of rest time either. So in a few moments, I'll start the timer again. We are going for our crossbody punches. So here we go in 3, 2, and 1, crossbody punch. Great. So fairly evenly weighted side to side through your hips onto the chair as we're giving those crossbody punches, hitting those targets side to side. Good, we got about 10 more seconds here. Last one. Excellent. Going straight into this speed bag, whatever height feels good for you. So you can go at chest level, you can go more at eye level, maybe. Anything in between, change it up. Straightforward punches. Excellent. Keep going. 10 more seconds here, pacing yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, and excellent. Shoulders are low, arms come up to block, block, dip, block, dip. Good. So it's kind of a little bit of a rocking move, right? We are moving a little bit more weighted one side and then the other as we're doing this particular exercise. Excuse me. Good, we got 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Our next one is our punches for the ceiling, punches to the side, to the ceiling and side. After this, 45-second break. I won't cheat you out of it this time. Up to the ceiling, out to the side. Okay, keep going. Oh my goodness. Keep going. My brain is thinking of another exercise here. Good, last one. All right, take a rest, shake out your hands, get a drink of water if you need one, maybe shake your arms out. Good, maybe even drop your ear towards one side, to your shoulder, back to center, to the other side. We're gonna do that at least one more time through, and then I might sneak in a 4th one with some variation. So if you've had enough of cardio, the 4th one will have some options of not cardio, but moving into, again, a little bit more mindful muscle work as well. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Third set, our cross body. Great, keep going. Nice even breaths in and out. Long through the spine, so nice tall posture here. 10 more seconds. Three, 2, and 1. Here we go to the speed bag. Straightforward, core muscles tight here. So really getting some power through the arms, but power through your torso as well. Keeping nice and strong through your core as those arms are moving. It's a bit like the paint shakers that we do sometimes with our weights, right? We're adding resistance through movement so that our core muscles have to keep engaged to control. Great. We got last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let's go for our blocks. Block, block. So a little dip to center, block, block. Good. Excellent. 10 more seconds here. Almost done this one. And we have one more. Three, 2, and 1. Our last one of this set is punches for the ceiling, punches for the side, or punches to the front, punches to the side. If that feels better for your shoulders, go right ahead. Yeah, keep going. Five, four, three, two, and one. Excellent. Shake it out. Catch your breath. Take another drink. Maybe cross your arms over, give yourself a hug, check out your shoulders. So as I said, we're going to do one more set. If you're enjoying the cardio and that's one of your goals today is to get more cardio, you know what to do. You're welcome to do them just as we have been for the last 3 rounds. Or if you're looking to change it up a little bit, take down the cardio and use more thoughtful muscle control, we will be doing some of that as well, or as an option. So right away, we're going to start with those crossbody punches. We're going to go, feel free to do the cardio if that's what you want. Otherwise, we're going to go crossbody and stay on one side for a bit. So I'm going to stabilize on my hand to my lap. Lots of control through my core. So I am rotating now and I'm following through on that punch. So my punch lands a lot farther over than it would without rotation. And it's with lots of core. So let's do 2 more on this side and 1, and then we're going to switch it up to the other side. Same thing. I have a hand available for stability. You're welcome to hold on to the arm of your chair if you have arms on your chair instead. I'm going to ignore that timer in case you can hear it. Good. So let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. For our, let me just reset this timer. For our speed bag portion, we're going to slow this one down again, and we're going to go for a little bit of a hinge. So this time I'm not necessarily going for speed, I'm going for distance. So I'm reaching out to a target that is straight ahead of me at about chest level with a hinge. So my core muscles have to support and my shoulder blades need to be set into position just like for those other exercises so that this is shoulder muscles and not my trapezius muscles, those reactive muscles that sit between shoulder and ear. Okay, last one here. All right, we're going to skip the blocks for this one unless you are doing the cardio, in which case feel free to do the blocks. For our next one, we're going to do a ceiling punch with a side flex. So ceiling punch with side flex. Or you're doing the blocks right now if you are doing cardio. So side flex, power punch. So now we're using our oblique muscles to pull us back to center after every side flex. Okay, we got 1 more each side here. And then if you're doing cardio, you're doing punches for the ceiling, punches for the side, or if you're doing our more mindful muscle round, then we are side flexing now as we punch side. We're getting a little bit more reach and more oblique muscles once again working to support. Hips can still be nice and even on your chair, so you don't need to necessarily be weighted more on one side than the other for this one. It doesn't need to be that big a move. Good. We got 5 more seconds here, and then we are done with boxing more or less for today. Last one here. Good. All right. My hands get sweaty when I have them in fists all the time, so you can shake out your hands and cool them down if there's sweaty like mine are. Take another drink of water, and then we are going to grab our band and do some resistance work. So whenever you are ready for that, you can get your band. Excellent. Okay. So we're going to be doing at least 2 different exercises where we are set up with the band at our low back. So I'll take you a moment to thread it through so that the band is sitting in the small of your back. You're welcome to be back on your chair for full support or slightly forward if that's available to you for these ones. So I said we were pretty much done with boxing, but really the moves that we're going to do are similar, but we're going to slow it down and think more about our chest muscles now doing the work. So the first exercise we have is shoulders set, arms set into position, just ready to press straight forward. So you're going for a straightforward punch. Instead of coming to center, we're coming just to a reach that is straightforward of where your fist would begin. You're welcome to have the band kind of balled up in your hand like I do, or you're welcome to wrap it if grip is an issue for you, and this makes it easier to hold. Good, so we're not looking for speed here. We're looking for time. For our chest muscles to really realize that we want them to take most of the workload here. Good, so we're going to do 2 more. And 1. Excellent. We're going to stay in this exact same position. Once we do a test run, you may find that you need maybe a little bit more band between your hand and your back, I guess. So just giving yourself a little bit more slack on the band, but you can play around with that one in just a moment here. So this one comes to a center target where you're going to hit it first with one fist and then with the other. And I want it to be just slightly above belly button level. So I want it to be low enough that shoulders are not trying to squeeze up. They're set into position. Chest muscles, though, are squeezing that arm to center. Slight elbow bend. Good. Let's do 3 more. 2 and 1. All right, we actually are going to do 1 more exercise while we're here. This one is going to be a press out to the side. So you can do it with hands more or less straight off to the side if your shoulders are okay with that move, or a little bit more diagonal to the front if that feels better for you. So we're just going to do an extension and then a reset. So it can be a little bit more diagonal if that feels nicer for the shoulders, or it can be straight off to the side if that's okay for comfort level for your shoulders. So let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We're coming back to those same 3 exercises for 1 more round. And we're going to add an option of a little bit of either hinge or rotation as we do those ones. So you've already seen them once. If you know that you do not want to, or maybe it's just not a good choice for you today to do hinge or rotation with these, you're going to stay and do the exact same exercise. We're going to do 6 per side. For our first one, it was our straightforward punch. So this will be with a slight hinge. So you're going to press to get a little bit more length. So we'll do 6 there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Reset that one. 6 of our wider punches to our center target, where the center target may now be a little bit farther off to the side with rotation. So it might look like this. Rotate with that punch. Good. So I'll count out 6 now. We're going to do 6. Rotation is always optional. Slow enough that you can really focus on those muscle groups that are working. Good. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Back to center. For our side presses, nothing is going to change. We're going to do those ones exactly the same as we did the last time. So shoulders are set. Arms are either going to press straight out to the side or slightly more to the front diagonal for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We are done with the band in this position, so you can unwind yourself. We've done a lot of chest work today, so I want to at least do one back exercise before we get into stretching, and I'll probably sneak 2 in. So let's do a little bit of rowing. Shoulders are set. We're going to do this one just as a single exercise 2 times through. So the first time, all of us will be upright. Band is extended out front at about chest level, maybe slightly lower than chest level. And both elbows are going to pull at the same time to pull back and return. Again, if you like that wrap, go ahead and wrap so that grip is a little bit easier. Good. We're going to do more than 6 for this first set. And I don't feel like counting. So you're at the mercy of how many I feel like doing before we stop. We're going to do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring your arms down to a reset. While we're just letting those muscles reset a little bit, let's talk about our second set of the same exercise and what that might look like. So because this is a row, we can add a little bit of torso work, so core work, to this exercise if that's available to you. So you are welcome to do the exercise the exact same way we just did it. Or if you can imagine you have oars in hand, which would be a little bit lower if you had oars in hand, but we'll pretend for today. You might use your body to row back or press back into your chair and come forward. So either upright or with that chair sit back, we're going to do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, your hands can be exactly as they are on the band. I said I would sneak in probably a second back body exercise, and I'm going to do that right now. So we're going to use some rear shoulder muscles and still a little bit of shoulder blades, so rhomboid muscles as we do this next one. One hand is going to cross over to your opposite leg. And the other arm, we're going to do our long arm press back. So rear shoulder work here as we press back and return. Good. The shoulder blade is set into position the whole time. So those muscles are really just working to hold in place while my rear shoulder muscles help to extend that arm back with resistance. Good. So let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Up nice and tall, shoulder is set in position. Shoulder blade is working to make sure that that shoulder is set. And then the arm is moving from the shoulder joint, pressing back. Good. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Excellent. We are all done with the band for today. You can set that away, grab another drink if you need one, and we are ready to stretch it out. Okay, so we did a lot of chest work today. As I said, most of our boxing is chest and front shoulder focused, and the banded exercises, the first part of them were as well. So let's stretch out those chest muscles now. We'll do that a few different ways. First one, just with that press back. Thumbs are pointing out to the side for now. Really just thinking about opening up through your chest. Maybe you're kind of focusing your breathing like we did near the beginning of class on that expansion through the chest. And then you can bring your arms back for a reset. We'll do that one again. Shoulders are low, arms are coming back at a low diagonal. Really expanding through the chest. And then before we change or move back to our original position, let's turn our thumbs into center and maybe press back for just another moment. Take another breath or two while you're here. And then return those hands to center. And we will get started on a second set of chest stretches. These are the ones where hands are either on your hips, if that's more comfortable for you, or in your imaginary back pocket, so the back of your hand setting on your rear. From here, checking in with posture, so really tall posture, and then elbows pull back, so giving more space for those breaths in and out, expanding through your chest, and maybe adding just a little bit of pressure, so pushing your hands into your rear to add to this stretch. Maybe you're even looking slightly up towards the ceiling here, not directly above your head, but maybe 4 feet in front of you. Good, and then you can unwind yourself from that stretch. We're going to come back to that one with an option in just a moment, but we are going to do our forward hinge next. Depending on your level of core control, if hinging is not an option for you, you are welcome to be back on your chair for support. Gentle press back into your chair. Make sure your wheels are locked to engage through your core and just lengthen through your spine. Or if you are able to forward hinge, hands on your lap for support as we find a spot where we can just hang out here. Maybe your belly is resting in your lap a little bit. That's okay. We get a bit of support that way as well. As you take some nice even breaths in and out, letting our low back relax and release just a little bit. Okay, come on back up nice and tall. All right, so I said you'd see that chest stretch again. So this one is available to you as an option if you don't need that front support in order to hinge. So if you do need hands on your lap for a hinge, go ahead and do the exercise or the stretch that we were just doing. If you do not require that support, your hands will be resting on your rear, gentle pressure of your hands into your rear, and then maybe a smaller hinge, but a hinge nonetheless forward. Long extended spine, getting a stretch through your chest, and maybe a little release through your hips and or low back here. Good. Ease your way back up nice and tall here. You can unwind those arms. We're going to move for an overhead reach next and stretch through our lat muscles. We didn't specifically work them in any exercise today, but they certainly do work for us throughout the day. So it's nice to give those guys a stretch. One hand can be on your lat for support or on the arm of your chair or the base of your chair for support as we do an overhead reach. And you can bring that one back for a reset and we'll do it again. You might do a little more side flex this time. So you're welcome to stay with just an overhead reach or adding a bit more side flex, especially if you have that support with your free hand to stabilize. Good, ease your way back to center. Let's do that stretch twice on the other side. So perhaps for this first one, you will go just with the arm reaching up and over. So we're getting a stretch through our shoulder as well as our lat muscles down the side of our back. And then you can reset that one and add a bit more side flex the next time you do it. So reaching up and over, side flex. And come on back to center. Good. All right, let's go wide arms at shoulder level and then coming around with low shoulders, low elbows to give yourself a bit of a hug. From here, we're going to pull our elbows slightly away to the front. So don't let this change your posture other than your shoulders can come forward just slightly to give yourself a little bit of space between your shoulder blades. So stretching mid back. Maybe taking some nice big breaths in and out, expanding through your rib cage. And release. Good. And then you can release your grip, reset. Other arm might come on top if that feels okay for you. And this time we're going to keep our elbows low, shoulders low, and look down towards one hip, which our arms are in the way we can't see right now, but drop your chin towards your chest, looking towards one hip. Hang out here for a few breaths. And then moving your gaze through neutral, looking down towards the opposite hip. And then come on back through neutral. You can unwind those arms and get ready to take the base of your hands and reach them actively down like they could go all the way down to touch the ground. So we get a little bit of inner forearm stretch as we do this. And then from here, we're going to drop our ear towards one shoulder. Doesn't matter which one. Hang out here for a few breaths. And then head comes back to neutral, ear drops towards the other shoulder, and hang out here as well. Good, head back to neutral. Give me a slow rotation through your wrists and back the other way. Good. You can slide back on your chair if you aren't already there for back support. Let's do a breathing exercise, but we're going to kind of multitask and stretch out through forearms a little bit while we do that. So let's set you up for that first, and then you're welcome to close your eyes and focus on your breathing while we're here as well. So one arm extends, shoulder is low, elbow is extended as well. Fingertips drop towards the floor, and then we're putting some gentle pressure through the back of our hand just to get a nice gentle stretch up our forearm. From here, you're welcome to close your eyes. You can focus on the sensation of this stretch or just come back to focusing on your breathing and lengthening out through your spine. So every breath in makes you just a little bit taller in your chair. And we're going to switch that forearm stretch. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed. The other arm is going to do the same thing, extending out, fingertips towards the ground, gentle pressure on the back of that hand to get a stretch through your forearm on this other side. And then you're welcome to continue with that breathing focus, either focusing on that stretching muscle group or on just nice even breaths in and out here. Good. We'll do just one more even breath in and out while we're here, and then you can release that stretch. We'll give a few more wrist circles here. You can take your eyes to open, and we are going to finish class as we always do with those 3 breaths in, starting down low and reaching for the ceiling. Good. One more here. Excellent. Thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions, feel free. Otherwise, hopefully we will see you again. Thanks, Gordon. I see your message. Thanks for coming.
Okay, I'll see you guys next week.
See you next week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.